you know, wait for a few people to get in here. Wait for some company in here. What's up, y'all? Y'all see the title, you know. Good morning. Y'all see the title, you know. I challenge y'all to be more than dreamers, because for the next few days, you know, that's what they're going to be talking to y'all about. They're going to be talking to y'all about, you know, Martin Luther King and his dream. You know, so before they get to, you know, pacifying you with Martin Luther King's dream and indoctrinating you, you know, I want you to think about the dream state. How often are you in control in your dreams? How often are you in control when you're dreaming? How often do you have control of your dreams? Your dreams are a place where your fears rule you. You have no control in your dreams more often than not. And your deepest, darkest fears come to haunt you in your dreams. So why do you want to continue to live in the dream? Why do you want to chase dreams? You have to understand, you know, you have to understand language. You have to understand the programming, the spell, the enchantment that people use words. You know, that's why they reiterate this to you after your new year all the time, you know, to be dreamers. Don't nobody like being in a dream, because you might be able to have sex with a celebrity you fantasize about in your dream, but then when that motherfucker turn into a vampire and start ripping your intestines out, you don't like the dream no more. Stop trying to live the dream. Stop chasing your dreams. Because your dream is a place where your fears take control. Your subconscious is in control. Your ego is in control. Not your higher self, not your soul. So you have to stop trying to chase dreams. You have to stop, you know, living the dream. I challenge you to be imaginative. Because when you are imaginative, you don't place limitations on yourself. Your imagination isn't bound by fear. Your power is unlimited. You imagine with intention. Don't be dreamers. Be creators. Because creators imagine. Their imaginations have no limitations. And from their imagination comes manifestation. Don't be dreamers. Because the dream is where your fear, your subconscious, and your ego reign supreme. Be creators. Creators are imaginative. Because the imagination doesn't have any limitations. It doesn't have fear. You have to understand what you really are. You know, knowledge without understanding is the formula for chaos. I tell y'all that all the time. And a lot of these people know a lot of shit, but they don't even understand the stuff that they know. You know, if some brothers that were in the so-called gang start looking at their literature, especially, you know, the folk and people nations, they would see the mysticism in they symbols and they lit. You know, they would see that. They would understand the mysticism in they so-called gang literature, in the symbols, because symbols are living things. You know, it doesn't matter what purpose you adopt a symbol for. It's still a living thing. You know, the pitchfork up is the sign of Neptune. Neptune is the sign of spirituality. How coincidental is it that the organization that uses the pitchfork up also uses a 6-point star, a balance of fire and water, spiritual and divinity? You know, the people nation got the pitchfork down, which means not concentrating on the spiritual, but concentrating on the material power, you know, becoming Lord of the vice. If you're a Lord of the vice, you have control over all your passions and desires. You've mastered the physical. You became God on earth. Like they say, the 5-point star. Arm, leg, arm, head, you know. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Man has become God. He stopped aspiring above for his divinity and took control over his energy and seeing the divinity in himself. You know, so don't act like, you know, the Jews ain't there for us to get where we need to go. You got to stop dreaming. You got to wake up out the dream. You know, the sooner black people wake up out the dream, the sooner they'll understand, you know. The sooner y'all wake up out this dream, you know, the sooner you'll take control of yourself and your environment and your life, then your community. You know, I want a million lights burning. You know, I'd rather be the candle that light all the other candles than the only candle burning. I just want you to be aware. Stop dreaming. Embrace your creative power. I showed y'all in the Egyptian Book of the Dead where it tell you there's no part of you that is not of the gods. You know? Y'all have to embrace your own divinity and play your part. You know, when black people, everybody in the black community aspires to be a certain type of person. You know, when you aspire to be other things than what you're meant to be, the community suffers. Because a community functions like a machine. There's a place for everything and everybody. I don't care if it's a dope man, a dope fiend, a pimp, a prostitute. You know, everybody has a place in the community. But when people get to trying to be things that are not fit for them, you know, when other people are trying to be other people's pieces because that piece gets more attention, seemingly, you know. But if you got a cell phone, you know, every circuit, every line, you know, because if you open up a cell phone, you see the circuit board. Every line is just as important as the motherfucking chip. Every single line that sends, you know, the electrical impulse is just as important as the big ass processor, the chip, the graphic card. Because if that line, that single line that you think ain't important gets severed, the fucking phone ain't gonna work right. It's the same thing with a community. Everybody has to play their part. You know, but, you know, unfortunately, black people have learned to aspire to be kings from a peasant's perspective. Motherfuckers think because you got a little something or you look a certain way that you winning. We've come to the stupid ass conclusion that if you look a certain way, you're winning. And somebody might look like they're winning, but live at their brother's fucking house on the couch in the basement. That's not winning. It doesn't matter if you got 10 pair of J's if you walk every fucking where. That's not winning. It's not winning, And everybody has to play their position. That's what I say by community unity. That's what I say by mob ties. Everybody has to play their position. It don't matter what so-called, organization you in or who you're down with or whatever the trend is. Play your part. Play your part and stop trying to be somebody for a bunch of nobodies. Because, most of the time, the dream that you have and the dream that you're chasing of being the man because you sell a couple rocks or a couple packs or a couple pills, whatever's hot right now. I'm not iron in active circulation, so I don't make it my business to know what's hot. But, if you busting your little moves and that's the dream you aspiring to, for what? For what? What? When you look at, when you look at your career as a drug dealer, if you've invested over a year of your life in selling drugs and you don't own a house, you don't own a car, I'm not talking about renting a house or leasing an apartment. I'm talking about own some shit. If you don't own anything and you've been selling drugs for over a year, you are in the wrong fucking business. Because you are risking your life every fucking day. Your life and your freedom every day, and you don't have shit to show for it. So what is your real motivation in selling dope? Do you want to be accepted? Are you doing it so you can look pretty for your homeboys? Because I could never make sense of a man putting on a fashion show for a bunch of niggas. It doesn't make sense to me. It never will make sense to me. It never will make sense to me. Exactly. So if you're not moving with intention and you're just dreaming of being like the greatest drug dealer in your neighborhood, like you're aspiring to nothing. You're aspiring to nothing because the only successful new drug dealers are ones that cooperate. If you ain't been tapped in and being brought into a circle that been tapped in, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna tell on somebody. Because you're doing it for the wrong reason. If you're going to be doing illegal shit, you need to be doing that shit, as a business and taking care of your business, man. I'm not advocating that you do that, but I'm telling you, if you're going to do it with some fucking intention. And the people that watch this shit is young motherfuckers that be in the streets. So I'm going to speak to y'all how you understand. I'm going to come at you at your understanding. Whatever you do, you got to do it with intention. Not chasing a dream, not with aspirations, with intention. With intention. You know, we dream of being equal in this motherfucker with no intention. And then we let fear, because we dream, and so our fear take over, our ego take over. You know, that ego take over, motherfucking nigga get a couple dollars, you know, they can go sit courtside with Master Charlie. You know, they come, they think, you know, they dream, they equal. But you not equal. They get your young black ass around them so they can stay up on game and find more ways to exploit our fucking people. But you live in the dream. Your ego got you thinking you equal. You being preyed on by professional parasites. Who can tell you more about the game that predators play than a motherfucker who spent half his life around predators? In the Shark Tank. Penitentiary. Not day camp penitentiary. I've been to all the max joints in Michigan except Barriga. Around real motherfucking gangsters. Real mental chess players. You know some old street niggas from Detroit? Ask them about Andre Scott. Ask them about World, Beast Harris, Papa Dupree. Yeah. Ask them about G4. Auto X, J-Mo, Morris Martin, Frank Usher, real gangster, Dickie Hunt. Yeah. Was in that Shark Tank, Mac Street. Real sharks. So it's always game on the yard, politics. It's a mini world in prison. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand, man. So this out here ain't nothing but a bigger political arena, just like prison. So if you understand, if you know how to peep game and understand what be going down on the yard, you understand what's finna happen in the world, you know? You understand what's going on out here, man. Because everything ain't nothing but a bigger perspective, man. It ain't nothing but a bigger perspective. I'm telling you. Just like motherfuckers in prison, they get up, they open up all the cells, the guys go out the cells, up the sidewalk to the cafeteria, like a herd of cows, herd of cattle. I got out here, I'm driving down the street in the morning, jump on the E-way, you know, because I'm going out of, you know, to Monroe to see my brother, you know. And motherfuckers on the freeway, like motherfuckers going to the child hall, going to do their assignments for the big ward in the governor's office. This shit is just a mini prison out here, I promise you. Y'all just got something on your mind, so you think you ain't locked up. You know, you got the illusion of freedom. The fence is just further out. You know, the fence is further out because the fence is on your fucking mind. They tell you what kind of car you should have. They throw the commercials in your face, tell you what you should have. You know, tell you what kind of toilet paper. You know, it's the same in prison. You get this your options. This what we're making available for you to buy. You know, y'all don't get it though. The more they give you, the more they seemingly give you, the more you're fucking locked up. The more, you know, freedom to the freedom to yeah, and I don't just be name dropping, sister. My name Holmes. They called me Jetta. 275727. I don't know where all you worked at, but motherfuckers know. They got them training videos of me and Lansing for beating up their ERT. But yeah, man, this shit just a bigger prison. That's why I tell y'all the war is for your mind. The more shit they act like they're giving y'all to be more free, the more they lock you up because you distracted from who you really are. The more distractions you have, the more in prison they have you. The more the more the more things they have to distract you, the more control they have over you, man. Because you seek outside of yourself. That's why this lockdown is fucking with people so bad. Because they have to look at themselves. And a lot of people don't want to see that ugliness. They don't want to see that ugliness in their relationship. A lot of people coveted, people that they didn't even really like. They was just doing it for the gram or to shit on somebody else. And now they have to deal with that ugliness they created in this isolation. They can't take it. It's breaking them down because their distractions from self aren't available. This is a good time. This is a good time. This is a good time to cultivate, who you are. To get imaginative and creative. This is where our people work best. Under pressure in the clutch. Out of everything that has ever happened to us, when haven't we came through? When haven't we shook back? We're master manifestors. They just gave y'all enough distractions to make you forget. They gave y'all enough distractions to make you forget. Enough illusions of power. They create and sell you the dreams of what power is. And you aspire and chase those dreams and get ruled by the fears of those dreams. They've changed you from imaginative manifestors and creators into dreamers who are ruled by fear. Ruled by fear and navigated by your fucking ego. They made you forget your magic. They made you forget your magic and get caught up in, illusions of magic. Ritual and religion. But even when they took our language from us, even when they took our drums from us, even when they took our religion and forced Christianity down our throat, we still was able to manifest. We still made black communities that thrived and fucking flourished and had our own shit. When black motherfuckers couldn't go in the store and buy Gucci, it was some shit better than Gucci by black people. And we all gladly wore it. Now we're chasing the dreams that they create for what's fashionable, what's in, what validates popping and wealth by their status symbols. I told y'all symbols are living things. How many of y'all worship Gucci? How many of y'all worship the Louis Vuitton symbol, the Gucci symbol, the Chanel symbol? Huh? How many of y'all are slaves to their symbols? See, y'all think of magic as a fucking ritual or a seance or lighting candles and this spirit and that spirit, but I make it plain today. Symbols are living things. Symbols are living things, but y'all worship they symbols all the time. You worship they symbols all the time. They told you diamonds. They tell you platinum. They tell you gold. They tell you Benz. They tell you Maybach. And that's who you make your God. That's what you worship. That's what you aspire to. That's the dream that you chase. And you'll kill your brothers out of fear that you can't reach that dream. You'll crush your man out with the plug out of fear that he'll slow you down from reaching that dream. They tell you who your gods is and you worship them. You know, the dollar, the dollar ain't bad. The dollar is a tool. The dollar is a tool. But you motherfuckers, what the fuck good is giving a toolbox to a bunch of fucking bird brains? What the fuck is a chimpanzee gonna do with a fucking toolbox? I don't give a fuck how much tools is in the toolbox. You can give a motherfucking chimpanzee a whole motherfucking shed with every fucking tool in the world. His dumb ass ain't gonna know how to use the tools. And it's the same thing when you give these niggas money. A idiot with a toolbox. A dreamer. In fear. No control. A dreamer. Just where they want y'all to be. Chasing the dreams. Worshiping the symbols that they give you. You understand? Stop thinking that magic is just some fucking ritual and some drum beating and bead wearing bullshit. Cause they be enchanting you motherfuckers all the time. They got y'all under the spell. That's why I tell you the war is for your mind. But y'all ain't feeling that. Y'all wanna go get an Orisha put on your head so you can be a slave to a spirit. No, you want to call on Erzuli Danto. How many people do you think is calling on Erzuli Danto? These are spirits. They're not gods. They're spirits that's energy is based on how many sacrifices and offerings other people give them. So all y'all is dividing them same spirits' power. And you wonder why you can't fuck with a nigga like me. It's simple mathematics. You got knowledge of spiritual things, but you don't understand what the fuck's going on. Because you're trying to be something that you're not. When you stay in your fucking lane and be who you are, whether it's a janitor or a crackhead or the dope man or a prostitute or a dancer, whatever your real role is, be who you're meant to be. And our people will be just fine. And that's reality. We magical people. But you got to be magical where your magic is at. You know? If your magic ain't in rapping and you steady aspiring to be a rapper and that ain't for you, you missing out on all your fucking blessings that's meant for you. You know, you can't get your blessings trying to be somebody else. Because that's where you miss out on your blessings. And then you want to wonder why you fucked up out here. You know? You have to stop dreaming on other people's blessings and other people's positions. You dreaming on other people's positions. That's coveting. And when you covet, you miss your fucking blessings. Because you steady lusting for other people's blessings, so you never seeing yours. Because you want something that ain't for you. Whether it's a dude, a woman, a car, an outfit. You missing your blessings because you looking at other people's. Desiring other people, watching other people's pockets. You block your own blessings. And you have to make the conscious choice. You have to make the conscious choice to get to know yourself. Because through knowledge of self, you become aware of your blessings. You know where to go to get your blessings. You know where your blessings come from. And if you know where your blessings come from, you should understand where your burdens come from. Don't dream. Don't dream, man, because dreams, you're powerless in your dreams. You can't run fast. Your damn gun don't work. You be trying to get away. All your fears come out in your dream, and your ego come out in your dream. Dare yourself to imagine. Be imaginative. When in your imagination have you not been able to do what you want? When? When in your imagination haven't you been able to have what you want effortlessly? As you look at the phone in your hand, that started in somebody's imagination. Like I said, before somebody tried to call me, it started in somebody's imagination. You have to realize the power of your mind. You have to understand why the war is for your mind. You have to understand why the war is for your mind. There's a reason why they want you distracted. It's a reason why they want you to chase so many things and aspire to be unrealistic things. The odds of going to the NBA or NFL, you're more likely to hit the Powerball and the Mega Million in the same fucking week than you are to go to the NBA or NFL. But every black person wants their kid to be an athlete. Everybody wants, they might get free college, but, is there a guarantee of a job when you get a degree? How many black people that have degrees got to be interns on half the salary for 3 to 5 years? So how is that winning? You in debt and you got to be an intern for half to pay a white person that got the same degree as you has. How the fuck is that winning? I told you it's not designed for you to win. You could, because they got you dreaming. You sent your kid to get $100,000 in debt, chasing a dream. When that same kid, you could have paid $8,000. They could have been a master electrician, had their own electrical company. took in black kids in the neighborhood as apprentices, and then fixed up all the shit in the community. That's what imagination does. When you dream, you get lost in the sauce and keep chasing the dream. And you'll always be chasing the dream because they'll always have a way to have you as a debt slave. You borrow money to go to school, and you slave to pay that back. Then you borrow money to get a car and borrow money to get a house. You know, the ones that do get out, they make businesses that don't fucking matter. You know, you don't build communities with record labels or clothing companies. You know, you can help out people in the community when and if you get successful. But that's just a dream. That's just a dream. And you know, one person achieved that dream, and then everybody aspired to that blueprint. Fuck what your purpose was. Fuck you. You know, you see one person's success, and then you think that you can replicate that success, and you start forgetting who you are. You start becoming a dreamer. You stop imagining. You stop being creative with the skill sets that you have, and start chasing somebody else's skill set. That's why you're never getting ahead. Stop chasing dreams. Stop chasing dreams, man, and start using your imagination. Because your imagination, you never have fear, you never have limitations. You just understand what you want and you start creating it. The sooner you fucking can understand that, the faster your life is gonna start turning around like that. You know, you have to be able to imagine yourself as something greater. You know, that aligns with your energy. Because I tell you guys, you know, explain to you all the time, and I hope you understand, when you're living your purpose, you have the momentum of the universe behind you, so it doesn't matter what comes in front of you. You know, the sun doesn't stop shining because the earth is rotating in front of it. So when you're living your purpose, it doesn't matter what you think can come in front of you. Because your purpose is, you're gonna live your purpose until you start deviating from it. You know, and you start deviating from your purpose by coveting other people's purpose. You know, coveting other people's success. You know, chasing a dream that you can achieve by taking their method of success, or following their blueprint of success when that ain't for you. That's why I tell y'all, know thyself. To understand who you really are gives you the, when you really understand who you are, that gives you the capacity to you know, it expands your awareness of your purpose when you know who you are, when you understand the nature of who you are. And the easiest way I can tell you guys to do that is to, you know, think back to when you were 5 or 6 years old. Think back to when you were 5 or 6 years old, and remember the colors you used to like, the things you used to like to do, you know, all the things you used to do when you were 4, 5, 6 years old, before people start, you know, trying to get you to behave certain ways. You know, remember those things. Remember who you were. Remember the essence of you. But you gotta be brave enough to think back, man. You got to think. You got to be brave enough to remember, and not just to remember who you are, but to actually embrace who you are. And that doesn't mean you have to throw away all that you learn, but that means you have to incorporate the things that you learn into who you are. You know? You know, it's not shadow work because you know it's that shit's cliche when you say shadow work, because you don't have a shadow. You don't have a shadow because you don't have, you know, your soul don't have a body. It's light. It's light that vibrates at a specific rate. So you don't have a fucking shadow. Light doesn't cast a shadow. It's a matter of being aware of your light. Your understanding may be clouded. You know, your awareness of your light and the vibration of your light may be jaded or misunderstood, but you know, you don't have a shadow. None of us do. You know, a soul is light with a vibration, a rate of vibration. You know, but I'm gonna get up off this thing, man, and let y'all, you know, choose whether you gonna continue to dream or start being imaginative with some intention.